it's dope. Like, this is a cute idea. It's such an important space to be in. I'm like, I don't really know if this is gonna hit, but let me just drop it. And I drop it and it hits. Hey y'all, welcome back to Through with a Splash of Tea, a podcast where we either speak to brilliant people, do this thing one on one, or have best friend chats with my best friend T. I'm your host, Cass, and let's get right into it. Okay, so today I want to talk about the imitators, the attempted duplicators, the copycats, people who copy you, and being in situations where you know you're being copied, or you brought an idea to fruition, and you know somebody has sampled from it a little too closely, is what I'll say. Okay, so first things first, I want to say that I get it. I honestly understand being in a space of like, I need to create this thing or bring this idea in front of people, and I don't even know where to begin. Like, I don't know where to start. I don't know how to get this information. I don't know where to even cultivate the ideas that I need to even start thinking about what I need to create. Like, I don't know how to do this. And that's often in situations of like at work, if you have like a work project, or like at school, if you have school project situations. I'm not talking about like people who like copy on social media, things like that. Like, this is a situation that's like deeper than that. Um, so I understand it, and like being under pressure and like needing to bring something to fruition and not being able to. I get that. Where it stops hitting is when you decide that, okay, because I need to do this and I don't have the time to do it myself, or I don't have the energy, or I don't have the knowledge to even begin this, because you have come to that point, you then decide, all right, I'm just going to steal this person's idea, or I'm just going to take it from this person. That's where it stops hitting, because a lot of the times that person had to do so much work in order to get to where they got, to even create what they've created, to even get to the idea that they've presented to you, that they're like, oh, like, isn't this a good idea? And you're just going to snatch that. That's where, like, it takes no work in order to take. That's the issue. Like, that person did the work in order to get to where they needed to be, and for you to just simply duplicate, it takes no work, no effort, nothing like that. That's where majority of the problem lies, I feel. So I understand getting there mentally, but I don't understand where you start to steal, because like, bro, you don't have to do that. Like, you don't have to. Like, you are creative enough. You are like, you can get to a space of understanding to be able to present. You can get there. Like, you just have to, whatever. We'll get there later on. Okay. On the flip side, on the flippy dippy, I also understand being copied and having that bring you to a space of such frustration where you're just like so utterly angry. Like, I can empathize with that. Like, I can understand, because even if it is like just an outfit, or if it is something on socials, or if it is something that's, say, like not as serious as like the workplace, or no, I don't know why I air quotes that wouldn't be as serious as the workplace. Social media is, unless social media is your job. But anyways, even if it is something like that, it's still one, it still affects your emotions. It's annoying, it's angering, it's like, it affects your emotions, and you have every right to feel however you want to feel. Okay, that doesn't say that every reaction is justified. And when I say that, I mean, you don't need to go from 0 to 100 if somebody steals something from you on Instagram, or if somebody, you decide to bring scarves back for the season, and somebody else a week later decides to also wear a scarf. Like, you don't, like, you really have to gauge how serious and how deep this is. Now, there are a lot of situations where the copying person is a friend of yours. No, that's a like, first of all, if you're the friend, like, you're forcing it. Like, why are you, like, why are you doing this? And then if you're the one being copied, it's like, okay, now you have to reevaluate that. And like, say this friend keeps doing it. You have to evaluate that situation and say, okay, is this enough to end my friendship? You have to have the conversation with yourself, because the ball's in your court. If the ball's in your court, if a friend is doing anything to you repeatedly that you do not like, and you've told them you don't like it, that's the thing too. You have to tell them. Just tell them, like, yo, I'm not rocking with that. Like, I don't like that. You have to tell them, because if not, then they are not in the, well, they know what they're doing. But if you don't have that conversation, um, it's harder to fault them if you weren't mature enough to bring to them. Like, this isn't what I like. Because I'm your friend, I'm telling you this, and I'm expecting you to alter it, change it, stop doing it, be yourself, you know? Um, so yes, it's very important for you to have that conversation with them. And then if they continue to do it, that's a conversation you need to have with yourself. Like, okay, am I still going to be friends with this person? Because that's up to you. That's up to you. Okay. So, like I said, I understand the frustrations of this person's copying me. Like, I'm over it. I'm annoyed, like, da da da. But you do have to evaluate the situation and see how deep it is for you. How deep is it for you? Because if it's that deep where it's bringing you to a place of anger, like, your friend shouldn't bring you to a place of anger constantly. What is going on? Mm-mm. I don't like that. No, no. Friendship should be a space of peace and a space of calm and a space of understanding yourself and a space of understanding other people and a space of understanding conversation and better ways to converse. Like, that's what friendship should be. It shouldn't, for your friend shouldn't always anger you. That is not the case, and that is not the norm. So if you're in a situation where your friend always angers you, you need to think about that. Think about that. And you're like, oh, this is normal. This is no, challenge you, yes. Apply some pressure when you're not moving, yes. But they should not always bring you anger, like, no, or annoy you. Like, no, friends don't do that. Fish are friends, not food. Um, so yeah, I think that that's important. But I want to wrap it all up in a bow and say that I get the frustration. I understand being annoyed, but you have to evaluate the situation. Like, hey, am I willing to lose this friendship over this? Is this something that I'm willing to end the friendship over? And there's no right or wrong answer. There's no right or wrong. So, but you got to choose it and stick whatever. You got to stick to it. So, no, like, this isn't, my friendship is bigger than this situation. Okay. So you can't be angry every time they copy you because you know that that is what comes with your relationship, especially after you already told them. You told them, hey, I don't like when you copy me. They continue to do it. You decide that your friendship is bigger than this situation. You want to stay in this friendship. Okay. So you can't be mad every time. You can't do that. That's like your man cheats on you. You decide to stay with him, to keep him, to work on this relationship. And then every time you get mad that he steps out, every time you get frustrated that he leaves the house, or every time you get frustrated that he's on the phone, you get frustrated that he's texting, or you bring it up. You keep bringing it up in arguments. No, no, it doesn't. Pick one. Pick one. Either leave the friendship or stay and understand that it's going to be what it currently is. If this friend is not changing, it's going to stay what it currently is. All right, so I want to get to my next point, which is essentially like how I see the whole copying thing. And I think I've always seen it like this. I can't remember a time where I was really frustrated, like really, really angry because somebody copied me. So I can empathize with those that get truly frustrated because I understand how much time and effort and energy it takes to bring an idea to fruition, and for somebody to just snatch that, like, what are we doing? But I think that I've always seen it through the lens of there is no you without me. And not in like a godly, like, I am God, I am him, I am her, like, okay, well, I am her, but not like I am God, like in a godly sense, or like I can create in that type of sense. Like, no, not like that, but like in the sense of like, I had this thing, this idea, even if it's something as simple as I I'm bringing scarves back for the season. I'm gonna be the first one to bring scarves back for the season, and I wear my first scarf, and everyone's like, "Oh, this scarf is so cute." I make sure that my first scarf, because I planned this, I make sure my first scarf is popping, dope, cute. So I do all that. I bring out scarves for the season. I'm the first one to bring out scarves in school. Like, hey, had this cute outfit, whatever, whatever. Everyone's like, "Oh, your scarf is da, da, da." Next week, Abby is now wearing a poppin' scarf with a skirt outfit, which happens to be the same combination that I chose last week when I decided to bring scarves back for the season. Everyone's on Abby's back, like, "Oh, Abby, this is so cute," blah, 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 knowing that I'm the one who I opened the door for this, okay? So that brings me to the point I'm trying to make is there is no swooning over Abby, bringing the scarves back, swooning over Abby. You look great, da 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 da. if you did not decide to bring scarves back for the season? You did that. You opened that door. So why don't you see it as, bro, I'm the blueprint to this. You can have that. You can have that. You can have it. You can have it. You can have it. Because at the end of the day, I brought this idea to fruition that a lot of people enjoy, a lot of people like, and you want to do it too? Of course, sure. You want to do it too? Sure. You want to do it too? Sure. But at the end of the day, I will always know that, okay, I stuck out on a limb. I decided to bring scarves back a little early, and like people enjoyed it. People liked it. People enjoy my ideas. People like my ideas. So I should keep bringing them to fruition, no matter if somebody wants to duplicate it or not. Like I should keep bringing it to fruition because they're good ideas. Allow the duplicators to do. By all means, go ahead. Go ahead, do it. I want you to. Because one, that reiterates to me that I can do this. If there's an idea that I want to bring in, I'm like, no, people are going to think it's weird or people aren't going to like it. That's not true. Do it. Because at the end of the day, whether people like it or think it's weird or not, you took something from your brain and brought it to the world. And that within itself is dope. But a lot of the times when you're in high school, that isn't dope enough. And you need the outsiders to be like, oh, this is cute, which is fine. Because you're still maturing, you're still figuring out who you are. That's fine. So say you do bring it out to the world. Like, okay, I'm going to wear a jersey on a random Tuesday. Nobody wears jerseys at my school, but I think this is going to be so cute. I'm going to wear a jersey on a random Tuesday. You wear a jersey on that Tuesday and people are like, oh yeah, that's lit. Like you look cute. Like you look dope. Like you're fly. Da da da. That reiterates to you that you can bring these ideas. Your ideas are worthy enough to be brought to the surface. And if people want to imitate, that's just an extra little notch. That's an extra little, oh, you did that. You did that. Because if you didn't, she wouldn't have went home and been like, oh yeah, I need to make a scarf outfit. I need a da da da. Nah, baby, she wouldn't have been doing that. Nobody would have been doing that. You did that. So your ideas are important and they should be brought to fruition. And if people want to attempt to duplicate, that's completely fine. Because at the end of the day, majority of us, especially in communities that are as small as high school, people know where it originated from. People will know. Your community is, high school is such a small space. Like it's such a small area. So people will know where it originated from. So, and that's another reason why I don't think you need to go 0 to 100. Like, I can't believe you. A lot of the times people already know. Like they already know, like, oh, she jacked up from so-and-so, but it's cute though. Like people already know. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, I get it. It's hard to get there, but that's literally how I've always seen it. It's always made me smirk. Like it's always made me smirk and like be proud because it's like, all right, I hit the nail on the head so well that person A, B, and C now have taken that style in order to do this thing. You're going to tell me that's not lit? Come on. Come on. Not only do people enjoy it, but people enjoy it enough to attempt to recreate it, to duplicate it. And at the end of the day, and this might sound so freaking vain, but at the end of the day, I am the blueprint. Baby, you wouldn't even had this thought, this idea, this attempted execution if it wasn't for me. And I think that you need to digest that humbly, but that is what it is. If somebody saw you do something and they're like, oh wait, I really like how they did that, da da da, let me do it that way. You are the blueprint. Now, again, it's different if it's something like schoolwork or if you're at work and something needs to be presented, if somebody steals your idea, that's a different facet. But in that facet, you need to also take a step back and evaluate, okay, so how do I want to attack this? Don't just go 0 to 1. Don't just go 0 to, though you may want to, don't just go 0 to 100. You have to take a step back and reevaluate in those situations how you should attack it. But at the end of the day, I think it's been very helpful for me to be able to see people copying you through the lens of this is admiration. There is no them doing this. Oh, that was very lispy. Okay, let's try this again. This is admiration. There is no them doing this. There is no them executing this if I hadn't implanted that idea, which means that you can be the one to implant ideas of creation for other people, which is such an important space to be in. You generate ideas that are great enough for people to want to do the same thing. Do you know how much? Do you know? Let me say that again because that's crazy. You generate ideas that are great enough for people to want to do the same thing. And that's a fact for everyone. That's a fact. You can do that. You can create ideas that are great enough for people to want to duplicate. So I'm sorry. That's just so like, that's huge. Like, that's huge. And we don't see it through that lens. A lot of us see it through the lens of like, they're being so annoying. They're da da da. But no, you created something so amazing. And even if it is just an out, first of all, an outfit is not just an outfit because an outfit is expression. So if you decide to like, okay, I'm going to wear army fatigue or army fatigue pants and flip flops. You decide to do that and be like and break a barrier or wear heels to school and nobody's wearing heels to school. That's something that's new and that's something that people can easily cast stones at and be like, oh yeah, nah, that's not cute, baby. People can easily do that, but no matter what, you still decided to do this thing, wear this outfit, post this new food, post this new way of style, post this new video style, post this new idea. You decided to do it. And somebody told you or is telling you that it is amazing visually because they decide to duplicate. And you can take that however you decide to receive it. But I think that the best way to receive duplication, imitation, all that is with, I don't know, with a chin up. And with like some, well, chin up doesn't mean, with like, with like, with honor, with pride, because not everybody gets copied, not everybody gets duplicated, and not every idea gets copied or duplicated. So whatever you bring to fruition, if that is duplicated, and especially after praise, if that is duplicated, that just means that you're worthy, smart, creative, motivated enough to bring an idea to fruition to past the point of just people saying, oh, this is nice, but to the point of somebody recreating that. And I think that's amazing. And I think people are amazing. And I think they don't realize that that is just another way of you realizing how amazing you are. Somebody copying you. Yeah, you did that. You did that. So that's how I've always seen it, and I think that helps me digest it when it happens to me, and it helps me definitely work through it when it happens to me because like it can easily get annoying, but it doesn't have to. It literally doesn't have to. Okay, so now I want to dive into like what I do or how I react to the other person when I am copied or when somebody imitates just way too closely. Um, to be honest, I I typically acknowledge and move on. I'll often say, typically it happens to me on socials. It'll happen to me on socials or with like outfit ideas, either socials or outfit ideas. And I feel like they already know. So just acknowledging it is enough. So if I'm being like, oh, that's cute, it's both I liked it enough to create it. So it is cute. It is dope. It is, it is dope. Like this is a cute idea. But secondly, I'm also acknowledging the fact that I know that you got it from me, but that's cool. Like you're cool to do that because you getting it from me and bringing it out into the world in whatever fashion you decide to. So if it's wearing a skirt a week after I wear a skirt, wearing the scarf right after I wear the scarf, posting it just how I post it. If any of that, it tells me that the ideas that I have are not only enough, but they're good. They're good. Not just good enough to be complimented, but good enough to be duplicated. Good enough to where you saw me as a blueprint for whatever you were doing. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take it. I'll take it. And it often fuels me to bring other ideas to fruition. Because if I do something, I'm like, I don't really know if this is going to hit, but let me just drop it. And I drop it and it hits. Oh, you can't tell me nothing. All right, let me open this whole book of ideas and brainstorms that I got. Because it's like, yeah, Cass, you are qualified, creative, motivated, enough in order to bring good ideas to fruition. So keep doing that. Keep doing that. And this tells you that you can keep doing that I can keep doing that. Um, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. I'm gonna wrap this up here. I've beat the idea of let people freaking copy you. I've beat the idea into your brain like 10 million times. Talk about beating a dead horse. I can't even talk anymore. You see what's going on? Can't even talk anymore. But thank you guys so much for. Oh, okay. So I'm filming this obviously after my first week of drops. So through with a splash of tea has been up and active for one full week. So there's been 3 videos up so far. And I just want to say thank you guys. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening, liking, sharing. If you've ever liked anything, if you've ever simply liked anything that has to do with this podcast, thank you. If you've reshared, thank you. If you've watched, thank you. If you've listened, thank you. If you've told your friend about it, thank you. If you've I don't know, the simplest thing, if you've commented, thank you. If you've I think like is the simplest thing that you can do. If you've mentioned the podcast in a conversation, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love talking. Duh. I love talking, and I think that this is really good for me. And I think that I hope that this platform can help somebody else. But I really, really, really do think that this is good for me. And I appreciate you guys even being interested. I appreciate you guys even being interested. I appreciate it so much. So thank you. If you've ever done anything in regards to Through with a Splash of Tea podcast, if it's ever been uttered in your mouth in any conversation, if you've ever liked anything, if you've ever subscribed anything, thank you. Because we finna go to the fucking moon. And oh my gosh, I can't swear. I have to remember not to swear. I swear like a sailor, y'all. Like I swear so bad, it's not good. So I want to like, and I say it's not good because like, I have such a tribe of littles. Like littles are like my nieces, nephews, godkids. I have such a growing tribe of littles that I love so much. Though I'm not a mommy, I'm a fine auntie. Um, I have such a growing tribe of littles, and I don't like when like swears will like randomly come out. Like it's word vomit. I don't like that. So I'm trying not to swear as much. So that's why I made this like a non-explicit podcast. So I can't swear during it. Um, where was I going with that? Oh, I think I'm just rambling now. So yeah. So I want to try and stop swearing. So I'm gonna stop doing that. But yeah, you guys, thank you. I don't know how else to say it, but thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. All right, I gotta get off this. I gotta go. I have an interview later that I have to go do and prep for. Not prep for. I don't really prep because our interviews are so much conversation. Like I really wanted it to be a conversation style. Like I don't like those podcasts where you're trying to like pull them back, pull them back, pull them back. And my first interview ever that I don't know if you guys will ever actually see because I've thrown that into the depths of hell because yeah. My first interview ever, it was very like I ask you answer, I ask you answer, and it was so robotic and disgusting that like you'll probably never see the light of day. But I like the conversation style of my interviews. If you've never listened to a Through podcast interview, I don't know what you're waiting for, but you need to listen to one. So there's one already up from last week or from yeah, posted last week that you should listen to. Um, but yeah, and if you are an entrepreneur, email me, dude. I wanna or dudette. Well, dude can be both male or female. Email me, dude. I want to interview you. I'd love to interview you. I love to talk. Oh my god, duh. All right, I gotta get off this. This is the rambling part. I don't mind rambling at the end, but I don't love podcasts where it starts with rambling because I'm just like, what are we talking about today? Like I want to get to the topic at hand, but I'll probably end my podcast with rambling. I don't know. We'll see. Today was very much ended with rambling. Okay. Thank you so much for getting this far. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being interested in anything that you have done that's boosted or shared or in regards to through with the through with the Splash of Tea podcast. Thank you. I appreciate you more than you know. Please like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And you can find Through with a Splash of Tea podcast on all streaming platforms every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm your host, Cass. And I'm going to get out of here because I need to eat something. I'm hungry, baby. Gotta go. Bye.